to Art Book Nook. My name is Kay, where I share with you my wonderful collection of art and craft books. I've just received this lovely book, Creative Abstract Mixed Media by Kate Rebecca Leach. This is Kate's second book, and I've previously reviewed her first book, which was Creative Abstract Watercolor. So Kate's new book is currently number 4 in the Amazon bestsellers list. And she's got both of their books in the top 10. It's quite an achievement. Packed with helpful information, step-by-step guidance and inspiring projects, you'll gain confidence to start experimenting with collage, printing, metallics, salt, alcohol, crackle paste, and even adding your own embroidered accents to your work. In the introduction, Kate tells us that since finishing her last book, she's explored and experimented with a host of different media, which she can't wait to share with you in here. She hopes this book will take your work to heady new heights and allow you to create something new and exciting, but most of all, fun. So what is mixed media? For Kate, she says to think of your painting as an outfit. For her, it's a black dress. She likes to think of her mixed media embellishments as the jewellery and accessories that bring the outfit to life. People often ask Kate where she gets her inspiration and ideas from. And for her, it's all around her. A walk outside, a museum or historic visit, travel, reading, music and podcasts. When Kate first started out, she found the subject of materials to be a minefield. There was such a vast array of paints, paper, brushes, and it seemed incredibly hard for her to narrow them down to a basic kit. But she says don't be daunted. She started out very simply with a small set of watercolours, a pad of paper, a few brushes and a jar of water. Over the last 3 years of research, trial and error, she's found her favourite materials, and within the pages in this section you'll find Kate's recommendations for your basic kit plus mixed media supplies. Kate doesn't go into a lot of colour theory in this book. Instead, she shares the colours she loves to work with. She uses 2 paint palettes, one containing warm pigments and the other cool pigments. The colours in her cool palette are illustrated here. And she also has a few hero colours, ones that she returns to again and again. They are Payne's Grey, Indigo, Burnt Sienna and Yellow Ochre. And here Kate has listed some of her favourite colour combinations to help get you started. We have a collection of Dark and Stormy, Underwater, Purple Haze and Autumnal Warmth. In the core watercolour technique section, Kate covers the essentials, including applying paint wet into wet, wet on dry and a couple of pages on mark making. Kate explores these techniques in much greater detail in her first book, Creative Abstract Watercolor. And I've linked to my review of that book in the description below and also linked to it at the end of this video. If you're a beginner to watercolour, it will make an excellent companion to Kate's second book, this book, because the first title concentrates on watercolour painting, whilst this one expands on that and places the focus firmly on mixed media techniques. In these pages, Kate demonstrates how to embellish watercolour shapes with pens, using the blooms and brushwork as a guide for mark making. She also explains how to use masking tape to create a clean, crisp border around your work, adding a professional finish. We've now reached the first section of projects which focuses on collage. The word collage comes from the French verb, and I'm going to assassinate this, I know, coller, which means to glue. And I've yet to meet anyone who doesn't enjoy a bit of cutting and sticking. Kate shares that she's not a collage expert, but she takes us through what works for her in the following projects. With collage, you can use almost any kind of paper or material. It really depends on your personal style and preferences. I personally really enjoy collage, and I think it's a very underrated technique. That's probably because there are so many sort of simple, poor examples scattered around the internet, but there are also some truly amazing collage artists out there that we can learn from. I'm planning to talk more about those in an upcoming video series. Here Kate includes a useful list of craft tools that you'll require, such as sharp scissors, a craft knife, punches and so on. As the collage projects in this book only use a single layer, she attaches her shapes to the piece with double-sided adhesive sheets. Collage artists who work with multiple layers often use liquid glues instead, but for the projects in Kate's book, adhesive sheets are an effective and less messy choice. We've now reached the first project in Kate's lovely book, which is really exciting, and it's a very easy one to start with because you'll be using a simple circle punch. I just love the colour palette Kate's chosen here. It includes some of my personal favourites. Kate has listed all the tools, materials and watercolour paint she's used, but of course you could always change the colours to suit your own taste or match your home decor. Kate walks you through the whole process step by step, and one of the things I love most about Kate's books is the quality of the photographs and how clearly she explains each stage. So step 1, we create the background. Step 2, we add details to that background. Step 3, Kate shows you how to add white embellishments. And step 4, how to add gold embellishments. And who doesn't love a bit of sparkle? Once your piece is dry, you punch out the circles, which Kate's described as mini works of art in their own right. Finally, in step 6, you lay out your final piece. On the right-hand page, Kate also shares another example of how you could use this simple technique, for instance, adding the circle cutouts to a block. So what about you? Have you thought of any other ways you could use this idea? I'd love to hear your suggestions, so please share them with everyone in the comments below. There are 2 more lovely projects in the book based on the collage theme. They're both structured in a similar way as the circles project we just looked at, so I'll let you discover and enjoy these for yourself. One of the things Kate loves most about watercolour are the fascinating textures you can create, and here she shares several of her favourites using alcohol and salt. The 3 projects that follow are called Underwater Bubbles, Patchwork Leaf and Starry Landscape. I really like the landscape project, and just look at the amazing sky in the alternative version on the right hand page. In this next section, Kate explores printmaking, using specially prepared plates, blocks or even found objects. Do you remember doing simple printing at school using cut potatoes? I used to love that. Kate shares a few of her favourite techniques here, from carving simple patterns into an eraser to printing with leaves and flowers gathered from the garden, and even carving into a traditional lino block. I used to teach lino cut at Nuston Hall in Northamptonshire before it closed due to the pandemic. I do miss teaching there. Anyway, if you've never tried lino cut before, it's highly addictive. There's something really satisfying about carving away and watching your design take shape. And the good news is you don't need to spend much money to get started. You can buy a simple set of lino cut tools, complete with ink and lino, for under $20 or around £17. I've added a couple of links in the description below if you'd like to give it a try. So we now have the 3 printmaking projects. The first is called the mosaic, using a simple eraser. Then we have a botanical print using found objects such as a leaf from the garden. And then the final project, a leaf sprig using a lino cut technique. We've now reached the final group of projects in Kate's inspirational book, where she shares her techniques using cling film, also known as plastic wrap, along with crackle paste and thread to create some really interesting textured effects. You'll find 4 projects in this final section, to include cling film pebbles, an abstract mosaic created with crackle paste, plus a freestyle crackle paste project, and the final project, stitched hearts, which combines texture and thread for a beautifully tactile result. So here we are at the end of Kate's lovely book. There's a little bit about Kate herself, and she's listed her acknowledgements and thank yous, and she's also provided the brands that she recommends and that she uses in her own work, and the brands she's used throughout this book for you. In the description below, I've linked to all of Kate's social media channels, her Etsy shop and her website. I wasn't able to find a YouTube channel for Kate, but she does run in-person workshops which she lists on her website, and she's also thinking of creating some online classes as well in next year in 2026. Well, I think this is a lovely book. I think it's a wonderful complement to Kate's first book, Creative Abstract Watercolour. It's printed on quality paper, and it's a really good size, which makes it easy to read and easy to follow. And it's no surprise to me at all that both of Kate's books are in the top 10 on both amazon.co.uk and amazon.com. In the description below, I've put links to where you can buy copies of both of Kate's wonderful books, and if you use those links, it really does help support my channel, because I'll earn a small commission which helps me to buy more books and helps my channel to grow. I'd really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a like. It really helps the mysterious YouTube algorithm share it with other people who may enjoy it too. And if you haven't already, I'd love you to subscribe. I publish new videos at least 3 times a month, and I also reply to every comment, so do say hello below or let me know if there's a particular art or craft book you'd like me to review next. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy painting.